Hello dear students, last time we're dealing with this unit 1, Senior 6, Population and Natural Resources. We are now going to continue with the third lesson, okay? If you have missed first two lessons, you just go back, track back and just remind yourself, okay? Now we are going to study the methods or techniques of measuring population density, okay? How do we measure them? We studied about the population density, but we didn't see how to measure them. How can you know the population density within a certain area? Just follow, okay? Now, there are methods of measuring population density, okay? We have many techniques. We have different techniques. You just use what is favorable to you, okay? The first technique is a quadrat method, okay? A quadrat method. What's a quadrat method? You take a small piece of a rectangular or square, okay? You take this piece. It can be made of metal or wood, and you place it on a certain area, okay? You take it, for example, it's like this, and you place it, for example, it's in a forest, in water, in a pond, okay? Where you think there are organisms that you can study on them, okay? But when you place it without considering a certain place, okay? You place it randomly, like you can close even your eyes and place it randomly, okay? Where it falls, when it falls on a certain place, you count all these. These are what you call squares within the quadrats, okay? These first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and let's say in this there are 30 squares, okay? You then count organisms in these squares, okay? For example, we are studying about ants, okay? We are dealing with ants. In the first square there are ants, second, then for example here there are no ants, here they are, there, okay? Then you say under my quadrat, 9 squares out of 30 I have seen ants under them, okay? This is the first method of using a quadrat. So I hope you are enjoying the lesson. This is the method that we call a quadrat method. A quadrat method is using a quadrat with squares. For the pictures, more neat pictures, you have to visit this website so that you will see a lot of pictures of these quadrats, okay? The second method is what we call a line transect. How do the line transect work? You place a hole here with a certain tree, another hole here with a certain tree, that you put a rope here, a rope in this form, okay? You press this rope, you do like this, okay? And all organisms that have touched on this rope, you are going to count them, okay? So like I used this rope, the rope will be like this, touching on this And if there are trees here, the trees that touch on this rope are going to be counted. The trees that don't touch there, you don't count them. This is what we call a line transect. Okay, you can use a line, you can use the rope which in this form or any other rope. Okay, so the third method is what we call the capture recapture. Capture recapture. The third one is what we call the capture re. In this concept, you can understand that you capture organisms in the first place. You can use a net, or the net we use while fishing in an ocean or in the lake. You can capture organisms like fishes, like birds, and then recapture. How do we do this? You first capture organisms. The organism captured first are called N1. You capture them and you paint them. You put the signs on them. After putting the signs them, you release them. Okay? They are captured, put signs on them, and then release them. Okay, there is also what we call N. They are all under the capture recapture method. N2 is about the organisms that you capture for the second time. They are captured. So in those organisms that you capture for the second time, there are some that you have marked or you have put signs on them in the first capturing. Okay, so which means the animal or the organism that you caught to the first place can be caught again in the second place because you have released them after putting the signs on them. Okay, so they are called N2, but there are also others that you did not capture in the first place. Okay, so they are captured. There are some of them which are marked with the sign. Okay, we have also N3, which is composed of all these that you caught in the second capturing that are marked. Okay, organisms which are marked and they were recaptured, which means they will have been captured for the second time. Okay, recaptured. So after having all this data, you make a calculation. Okay, the capture recapture method, you make a calculation whether you take N, which is the number of organisms, is equal to N1 number organisms that you caught for the first time and put sign on them. Let me make this formula clear. N equals to N1 times N2 divided by N3. So this is how you make a calculation for the third method, which is called capture recapture method. Okay, dear students, we are going to perform a small exercise so that you understand this clearly. Okay, but for more details you visit this website. Okay, for example, if you have if and on if, N1 equals to like 7 birds, N2 equals to 8 birds, okay, while N3 equals to 2 birds, for example. This means that the number of species that we are looking at will be equal to 6 birds times, it's not plus, it's times divided by 2. Okay, you have to know what this n stands for, or these n's, because you have explained them. So we are going to divide 4 and n equals to 24 beds. Okay, so guys, we are going to be together in the next unit. We are going to end this unit by here. It was the population and the natural resources. For more details about this unit, exercises, quizzes, and other details, you are going to find them on this website, www.ubumenyi.net. Okay, thank you. We are going to be together in the next unit.